Now I'd like to focus upon something else, especially to the public, that we had 7 fundamental rights, if I'm not wrong. So we have already seen that one very important fundamental right, right to property, has totally been removed from the fundamental rights list. Do we still believe that yes, the basic structure doctrine and these amendments which are going right now in the parliament are not something to be concerned when it comes to, the constitution, the, framework?
I think so. This question calls for a longer discussion, but that right per se has not been removed totally from the constitution. That right has been reinstituted under 300A in 1978 as you have right to property. But again, it's not a fundamental right, because now government can take over your land and with giving you a due compensation. But I think so, once we have more time to deliberate on that phase or the era of 70s or 70 to 80s, where a lot of changes happened, and as constitutional democracy, we tested a lot of our principles. I think so. You should have a session specifically on it sometime.
Okay, let's just skip this for now. Let's talk about ninth schedule,
Right.
which I believe it is very intimidating for me only.
Right.
So I'd like to know what really is ninth schedule and why is it so concerning for the citizens of India, and why? What do you think about the ninth schedule?
So if some provision is placed under the ninth schedule, the courts do not have right for judicial review, right? So that is why everybody gets concerned when something is placed under ninth schedule, or government moves a provision from anywhere to ninth schedule, and it gets everybody worried that once courts have no power to review it, how would if there's a breach happening, how can they take this up and how can they resolve the issue? But in a case in 2007, Iyer Kolo versus Kelo versus State of Tamil Nadu, court has upheld that in the case that law or that provision is beyond the basic structure of the Constitution, then Supreme Court can go for judicial review. So Parliament has supreme power to place any law under it, but as everybody says, we are a constitutional democracy. So constitutional takes over everything else. So if that law is in breach of the principles or basic tenets of this constitution, which can roughly be called as basic structure, then Supreme Court can can take it up under judicial review.
Okay, I don't know if I look at it, the Article 368 and the amendment of ninth schedule as something which is really crucial to be well revised. Because if we see, it was not really important to introduce ninth schedule only to safeguard some land reforms, to remove them from challenging of any person in the Supreme Court or any judicial judgment. Was it really important to introduce the whole ninth schedule, which clearly states that Parliament has all the powers to amend, curtail, or change any law, any given fundamental right from the book of Constitution, and Supreme Court has no right to intervene in the bill, the amendment that has been put into the ninth schedule.
So what? Supreme Court has no right in the bills. That's out and clear. Right? So bills are complete discretion of the Parliament.
It cannot even challenge.
Right. So once it becomes an act, right? And that act is in violation of fundamental rights or of basic structure, Supreme Court can take it up, it can review it. The framers of our constitution were worried about these overreaches, and they evolved a system which had very fair checks and balances. So we are not a nation where democracy has supremacy over everything. We are not a nation where theory of law has supremacy over everything. So it's balance of both. If democracy wants to overpower laws or the rights of people, then they will be overdone by the judiciary. If judiciary wants to trample upon the rights of the parliament, then parliaments can ensure that doesn't happen. So it's kind of a very balanced framework given by our framers.
Okay, so if I ask you your opinion,
Right.
is the ninth schedule
Right.
or the Article 368,
Right.
which somehow is independently providing unlimited powers to the parliament,
Right.
and the basic structure doctrine is only less practically retaining all these frameworks of constitution. What do you believe? Should we be really concerned about the these unlimited given powers of parliament, which they have eventually increased by themselves?
It might look limited for you because there are innumerable times when Parliament has passed a law, Supreme Court has struck it down. For me personally, in my opinion, till the time we are a functioning constitutional democracy, we have nothing to worry till the time. It's not. We are not a nation which runs either on theory of or either on sovereignty of democracy. That democracy has the supreme power. So it's not that. There are three pillars. All of them have a role to play. Until the time we have a good balance of them, it's fine.
Okay. Yes, I definitely believe that the balance is very important. The equilibrium of powers between all three pillars is very important.